What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Dominique The Podcast. We are here with the funny as usual. You know what I mean? We might laugh, we might cry. We gonna laugh, we might cry, but we ain't gonna lie. We gonna tell it like we see it, and it's gonna be in humor. We gonna talk some real stuff too. It'll all be okay. Y'all will be all right with it. So I'm gonna introduce everybody. Y'all know my co-host Gerrard Guillory. G is up in the building every Wednesday as usual. Also got another very talented uh comedian. He got an interesting story too. We're gonna get into it. It's very interesting and it's very courageous. And it's also good. I like these kind of stories. Very funny guy. I also did work with him. I did a comedy show with him for the police union. This was a few years ago, something like that. Y'all give it up for my very funny guest, Aaron Thompson, in the
Hey,
building. We're gonna get Cory up in here. And one of my homies from New York City, very funny guy, friend of mine. Oh, all these people my friends. If I don't feel you, you won't really be up on here like that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all give it up. Cory, what part of New York you from? Straight up from the Brooklyn?
from Brooklyn,
Yeah,
BK
that's
all
what I
day, every
thought.
day.
BK in the building, Brooklyn, going out the hall. Y'all give it up for the very funny Cory Fernandez.
Yes.
Cory got a joke he did about his grandmother. And it was so funny. And it's just, I never, every time I see him, I say the joke. Basically, the joke, of course, Cory is Latino. And his mother married a black guy, right? So he
Right.
listened, his stepfather listening to all the R&B hits, right? So he played Frankie Beverly and Mays. And his grandmother, of course, is a traditional Latino woman, right? So he said she'll be listening to it and singing Before I Let Go, but she would be saying, Before I Let Go, Before I Let Go. I said, that is funny stuff,
Right.
right?
She threw the whole salsa twist on it.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Some
she,
Before I
she
let
used to
go.
be like, Jew made me happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, Grandma, it's you, not Jew.
You made me
Cory, do
happy.
you still do it at all?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
it.
still
That's
do it. I
funny.
still do it. She
That's
unfortunately passed away last year, but yeah,
I'm
I still
sorry
do it.
about
I did it I did some jokes about it at the wake.
that.
Um, I tried to liven it up at the wake. And then you be in the middle of the joke and you start crying. I was like, damn, I thought
Right.
I had this
Yeah.
under control.
Yeah. She'd be very proud. She'd be very proud though.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, Cory, I've been knowing Cory for years as well though. Up and through those New York ranks. And Aaron, I haven't known Aaron a long time, but I do know Aaron. I've been knowing him for a while, and he on this comedy scene. But Aaron, tell them about your story. It's very, very interesting.
Oh, well, for for about 13 and a half years, I was a Los Angeles police officer. And about, I want to say, 6 years ago, I started stand-up comedy. And of course, we had like a year and a half off. So minus that year and a half off, however, but 6 years ago, I started stand-up. And when I started it, I fell in love with it. I found out that I was pretty good at it, and I just tried to keep grinding and grinding. And I mean, with a full-time job, with house, three kids, a wife, and I still was out there hitting all the open mics I could when I first started, um, just grinding it out, trying to get better and better and better. And my goal was to eventually leave the department to do stand up full time. And in January, I was able to leave the department and to do this full time now. So I mean, it's scary, like we were talking about earlier, and it's a grind, but I feel like it's what I wanted to do. So I had to just take a chance and bet on myself, and I'm out there doing it. I'm out there
That's right.
doing it.
That's
That's
right.
and I was telling Aaron, I was like, we all had to do that. At some point, we all had to walk away and was like, all right, I'm gonna leave this job. I'm gonna step out here on these jokes. I think I'm funny enough to make a few dollars out here.
Mhm.
Woo! I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and step out here and do it. And it's always scary at the beginning. But if you do your due diligence, and Aaron is funny, so I know that you'll be fine. It ain't like you jumped out there and you corny and you like, yo, you ain't even about to get no gigs. What are you doing? You gonna gig, and he has been gigging. He's been on the Cat Williams what is it,
The World War III tour last
World War
year.
Three tour last year. So
Yeah.
it's working out.
Oh
You
yeah.
know
And
what I'm saying? It's
and
definitely working out.
Chris Spencer's the one that he was, he had that room at the Savoy every Wednesday night.
Yeah, I saw
And
you at the
so
support.
that night I did the cold opening, and that's when I got off stage and Lunel came up to me and was like, "Yo, you really a cop?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Ain't no cop ever made me laugh before in my life." She goes,
None of us.
"Yeah." She was like, I want to work with you. And then that's when I started featuring for her.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Cat picked up his tour, he was just like, "Hey, he told her, hey, do you think Aaron would want to open up the tour?" And so she was like, "Heck yeah, he would. I mean, let me call and ask." And then I was driving to work when I got that news, and I was like, "Oh man, all right." I said, "Hell yeah!" I almost like crashed the car. I said, I almost
Right.
cried. And then she and then what happened was I tried to take a leave of absence from my job, and I had some time off from my back anyway. I had some sick time, and I was dealing with my back issues. And when the captain denied my leave of absence, and the powers that be denied it because for whatever reason, me and him didn't get along anyway. Um, he said no. They said no. They thought that I was gonna be like, all right, and go back to work, and I was like, no, I'm out. I talked to the wife, and I said, I think I'm ready. And then so that's when I just left.
She
You know what?
probably deep down inside, she probably was happy though. It's
Yeah.
less stress. She probably feel like, yeah, okay, I feel better. You going out at night and all out. You doing comedy, so
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, G. You were gonna say
As
something.
soon as he started doing comedy, comedians start getting attacked on stage. You know what I mean? So it's like May left her in the same space. But I wanted to tag on to what Dom was saying about how certainly every comedian and most entertainers, that we come to the point where we quit school, we quit our job, whatever it is, to be full time dedicated to what it is that we do. But in a lot of those spaces, we are young and single, right? That not for the most part, but generally, you see people getting married in entertainment a little bit down the road. You're not an anomaly to be married to make that switch, but how difficult is it? Because you got to make the choice that is heavy for any single person. But when you have a wife and children, like, was she supportive in that move? Like, where was she in that? Or she was like, you better bring your broke back to work.
Right. The reason why I think she was a little more comfortable about it was she was a little more comfortable because one, she knew that I was funny, and she knew I was really goal oriented, and I went after it. And in the past, when we struggled with bills or whatever like that, she knew I always made a way. She always knew that I'm a hustler. I always made a way.
That's
And
right.
then and then when I'm going on the tour with Cat, Cat was every weekend. Now the money wasn't great with Cat, however, it was good enough. It was good enough to where I had the bills paid, and then I also traveled with Lunel, and I was doing security for her as well. So I kind of was able to do both. I featured for her and I did security, so I got kind of paid on both ends. And then so when this time was coming around, when I was done with Lunel, when Lunel was kind of like thinking like, all right, Aaron, I think you need to go do your thing. I think you ready to kind of go do your thing. It kind of happened to where I was a little worried about it because I'm like, okay, I'm not traveling with her anymore. Cat's over. And then that's when I met my now manager, to where he has a plug with Carnival Cruises and stuff. And he was like,
Nice.
Aaron, you'll be perfect for this. Not only do you get better because you have to have 5 different sets,
Right.
5 different 30-minute sets.
Right.
He goes, and you're going to be able to get paid. So I was like, all right, like, let's do it. This is another stepping stone, another tool that I could use to sharpen my craft.
That's right.
And that's what I've been doing for the past month and a half now. I've been just jumping on these cruises. And when I tell you, you need to do 2, I mean, you guys know, but for the people who don't know, 2 PGs, 2 different 30, and they're all 30 minutes. And if I didn't have something going that day, I'm writing crazy all day before my set, and I go up there and I work it out.
That's right.
So it's really getting me. It's really getting me better. And that's right now. That's where I'm at right now.
Beautiful.
And the weird thing too about Aaron is when he first started doing comedy, it's like all us started bombarding him like he was the whole damn police force. Everybody had questions for Aaron. Aaron, so such and such and such and such. Well, Aaron, such and such and such and such.
I got him all the time.
Yeah, he's just like, well, I can only speak from my perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just one officer. This is the way I handle things. Not that your concerns. I'm not saying that your concerns are wrong concerns, but this is the way that I handle things as my own officer. I was like, I respect that. And then I thought about it and I started laughing. I was like, we bombarding him like he the whole force. Like Aaron is everybody. Everybody was asking Aaron. So Aaron, what did Aaron's like? I don't know. I be out in Watts. I don't know what's happening.
I'm in Watts. I don't know.
I'm in Watts. I don't know what they doing with that. So I like that what Aaron said. Aaron said, Mrs. Thompson, no, I'm gonna make it happen. So she said, that's what you got to do. You've been bringing home the bacon, and I've been frying it up in the pan. So, and it's always like that in comedy. It'll be peaks and valleys, and I don't even care. You know, I don't even care how successful a comic is. Even the successful comics that can complain and be like people that you consider highly successful can complain and are like, and it's, you know, trying to get my money right, and you looking like your money funny.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Dom, I've always said that the complaints that comedians have, the gamut, right, from the lowest to the low to the, they're the exact same. The difference is the amount of zeros.
Oh,
yeah.
The difference is the amount. Watch this. In the early 90s, the usual suspects, one of the Civic Center shows, Don Curry, Earthquake, Bruce, TK Kirkland, Cheryl Underwood, and maybe some more. The event is sold out. They're at the Civic Center, and the promoter does not have the money together. So Earthquake got me and Don Curry were working at Uptown, but they ended up not being able to do the show. You know what I mean? And it's like, at what point does that thing go? You would think that team, but it's like, nope. At every level, they messed the paper up. Janky promoters are across the board, just like comedians. You know, we'd be fortunate and beautiful when we got the one that handled it like it's supposed to be, and when it doesn't, it's just like when you first got into the game. Like, golly, dude ran off with the money.
Or we trying to give you too many chicken wings. You hungry? You hungry? No, I ate before I left.
Right.
You asking me if I'm hungry? No, I'm not hungry. I'm trying to feed me. Don't I look like I don't be missing meals, don't I?
Right.
I look like I'm missing meals or something.
Yeah,
don't be trying to feed me.
The last
and janky promoters, you know, it's janky promoters. That's how the whole thing started. I need my money before I go up there.
Come on.
Thank you. Well, I got you. Nah, I'm gonna have to get you to go ahead and hit me off, because I mean, you know, even Shirley Caesar said, one of the people in the world closest to the Lord, said they ran off with her money. She saw him when she was on stage. She said, "Oh Lord, oh Jesus, I'm singing a song. It looked like the promoters running out the door." They running off with Jesus. I know what they're gonna do to me.
Come on.
Running off with the Jesus money.
Yeah, because you know, like, a lot of us didn't come up in like the comedy clubs. You know, a lot of us came up in these bars where some of these people, they just started promoting. They don't even know nothing about it, you know? And it's not always, you know, the best people to be doing business with because of those same reasons. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on.
So you know, we're no strangers to that. You know what I mean? And you learn the hard way. Like, you know, you don't jump on an airplane without a deposit, you know, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I will say, once you've been in the business for a while, you know what I'm saying? There are promoters that I have worked with over the years, and I know them pretty well, and I know that their money good. It's certain promoters, if they call, okay, I'm doing this and this in Detroit, or I'm doing this in Indianapolis, You know, they always settle up with me before anyway, but I do not feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? If I go on stage and I haven't settled up with him, because I know his money good. He didn't pay me too much money. I know his money good, and I'm looking. I see the show sold out, so I don't have that problem. But then there's some promoters like, oh, you ain't promoting the show. We don't have no show. Paperwork ain't signed. The paperwork not signed. The deposit not signed. Ain't no show.
Right.
What show you talking about, friend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I ain't know it was like that. Okay, well, I'm enlightening you, friend.
You're right.
That's what we doing. And there's some people, the people that do your booking, that do my booking, they try to call me. He said, and I always have to say, well, he ain't say nothing that I ain't say was okay. So if he said it, he didn't just come off and say it. I had to say, okay, that's fine. So we going forward or we not?
Right.
Okay, sis. Okay. And it's different with women. They try to play us anyway, you know. Go ahead, Cory. What you say?
No, you can tell the difference between the pros and the amateurs because the pros have your money and don't depend on the door. You know, the amateurs, they depend on the door, and then depending on how that goes, then that depends on how your money go. Mm-hmm. But the pros, they got your money regardless, whether they sell out or whether it's a light crowd, you know, and that's how you know who's a professional, you know.
But it's also why you know after the fact. You don't get to know this until after we've been through it. So we've all been standing in the green room waiting on dude to come, and then now we know better. You know what I'm saying? Like we learned tonight that this dude is not trustworthy. My thought though is about how promoter, there is not a certificate. Like you can't go to community college and take a promoter class or something like that. That a lot of times the people who are promoting bad promoters are people who went to a comedy show and were enlightened.
And thought, I could do this.
Yeah. They counted the number of chairs, they multiplied it times a fictitious ticket price they thought, and then they envisioned themselves at the Maserati dealership, right? And forgot all that goes in between. So yeah, we have to learn, like these dudes just come off the street like, hey, you paid to get in the club 2 weeks ago and now you big time promotions.
They be trying to clean their money up and don't realize you gotta know what you're doing. And then get the hemming and hawing. I had a promoter in Kansas City one time. I go to Kansas City. He sent the deposit and everything. Get to Kansas City. He has what is called no operating capital. I don't care what your show does. Promoters take losses. It's almost like a casino when you promote. They might come, they might not come. I don't know. We gonna see. Once you put the show on set, we get all the way there. He started talking about here's the thing. I don't hear none of that conversation. I said, what? I said, I hear what you're saying. Okay. I'm just sitting there because I already got my answer. I'm zoned out at this point. I'm starting to think about, I got a lot of friends and people in Kansas City. I done ran them Kansas City streets a little bit. I'm already about to call my people, say, so we going to Gates Barbecue. Where we going? We going to get something to eat because this ninja right here tripping. He going to say, I don't have the money, but you know, things did such and such and such and such. I said, okay. Okay. I said, okay, you don't have the money. I said, so I'm going to leave. But can you say hi to the crowd? Like, what you want me to go there, say hello? We ain't doing the show. Like, what you want me? How you want me to handle it? You know, just say hi, let them know maybe we can do it next time. I said, okay, I'm going to speak. And he tried to play me like he was getting me on stage. I took my ass out there and I spoke. And I said exactly what he told me to say. And I told them, God bless you. And I went to dinner. I'm not, this what I do for a living. I don't, and you know, they always say, what about the people? No, you what about the people? Get them their money back.
Right.
You what about the people? This a job.
Right.
And I love the fans. And I do respect that the people that came and paid, they did come and pay. I'm thankful and I'm respectful for that. But this is a business arrangement.
And you ain't too far gone to see that.
No, I didn't fly all the way out here to do a free show. I do free shows when I'm at home.
How does
I
that
do
happen? How
I
does that
do free
happen? How does
shows
it?
when I'm working out. I
Yeah.
don't fly across the country to work for free.
Not at all.
Well, they just not telling you the truth, Aaron. So instead of them pulling the show or canceling the show, they hope, because if I'm a promoter and the numbers don't look right 2 weeks or something before the show, I'm gonna pull the show and you can keep your deposit. I ain't gonna go further into a hole, but they don't do that. Oh, they gonna walk up, they gonna do this. And it was a whole bunch of us on that show. They gonna do this, they gonna walk up and this. You know what I'm saying? This is the approach that they're taking.
Modesto's a walk-up town.
Yeah, this a walk-up time. They ain't walking.
Janky promoters.
You ain't about to have this many people walk up in a week and a half. Ain't that much walking. That's a marathon in what you talking about.
Right.
Come on, bro. That's a marathon at this point. So people don't, and it may seem cold and it may seem wrong, but to me, in any business or in anything in life, you have to dictate how you gonna be treated. And especially in any business where you a woman. They try to play us off because they already know how they talk to women that they deal with. I ain't her.
Right.
I ain't her. I don't think you cute. I ain't after you like that. This a business arrangement. But I'm going to send you the money. You ain't got to send me shit because I ain't working for the other half of it. I'm going to my hotel room and to myself, I'm saying, and don't call me no more. Because if you ever call me again, you got to pay me in full before I even leave home. You know what I'm saying? I can't even take your deposit because you shake and bake with yours.
See.
You know what I mean? So
Dom, we definitely have to give credit to or respect how disrespectful promoters would be to female comedians, because it is my opinion that about how disrespectful comedy show promoters are in general. So I know y'all get it worse than just general male comics. But an example would be what Cory was talking about, when you perform at a dance club or at some function other than a legitimate comedy club. And then I used to do a joke about how you have to stay and do the electric slide until the guy with the money would come. So we'd be out there dancing and talking like, hey, you get your check yet? You get your money yet? The dude comes and slide to the left, right? You're just on the dance floor. But then the promoter comes and gives you your money that's folded up in a handshake on the dance floor, like the rest of the people dancing don't know that that's what happened. What they don't know is that that's $100 or $150 he just put in. So now your life is in danger because remember, they paid $20 to get in to watch the show. They can't believe a comic is performing for that little. So you're almost subject to get murdered in the parking lot because they watched you get paid. Like, that's not even bring you to the back. Let me put it in an envelope. Let me tie it to some paper. None of that. It's a handshake on the dance floor. It's like, dude, there's 10 dope dealers in here. They know what this handshake is. This is not a we friends handshake. They know you're the promoter and I'm the performer, and you would pay me before the people less than the sum of what they paid to get in. They don't believe it's $100. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm old school now, so I don't be doing no fraternizing no way. I go straight to the office. The people be like, "Where she go?" I'm gone.
Right.
I don't look back in the day. I be kicking it, damn near getting robbed like Gerrard.
Waiting to get paid.
You to get paid, yeah. But
2 hours after the show.
I be like, but see, I already had my money, so they don't know. When I get paid, they sitting down.
That's right.
So they don't even know. And we be ready to roll right after the show. Now I would shake hands and stuff, but since COVID, I don't be doing none of that. Right. Yeah, I can't. I'm too, I'm a germaphobe too bad. I can't all this right now till we get back onto some kind of normal accord. Right. I don't do a lot of that. All that breathing face to face and all. No. Nah, because I was one wearing a mask way before COVID to fly. On the plane, I was wearing a mask way before COVID. I've been a germaphobe, wiping everything down. Mm-hmm. So I don't take no whole bunch of pictures like that. Because I ain't about to have you up on me like that.
Have a picture of the moment you got
shaking people's hands.
Huh? Right.
I don't even like shaking people's hands.
Yeah, I feel you. I carry my alcohol wipes and stuff with me. You gotta watch your back out here. You be out here bad, sniffing and sneezing. and all this and all that. I gotta take a family member some soup now. He don't feel good.
See,
So after we finish this, I'm gonna run him some soup out there and sit it on the porch and haul ass. I got shows to do. Ding ding.
that's gonna be
Uber
the
I,
tires
Eats.
you hear
I
screeching.
don't
Uber
even want the
Eats your
door to open
cousin.
with a mask on. The shit might go through my ears. Bing bing, and I'm out. Here go all your stuff. Call me if you need something else. Uh-uh. No, no, and no. Okay, so we were talking about this story. I don't know what we're gonna do with Mr. Kanye
I
West.
knew it was coming. Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do about him, but one thing I think he does need to do is he needs to stop using us as a way to market his products. He can leave us out of. If that's a marketing strategy, I don't know. You know, they say he bipolar or whatever. The bipolar seems to come and go. You know, now if you look at this special, his mother did speak to him in a way sometimes that did make me feel like he had some kind of special needs. The way when she talked to him, if you look at the documentary on Netflix, when she would say, "Now, why did that happen, Kanye? Really, Kanye? Are you sure, Kanye?" She would be talking to him like it was almost a disconnect. I'm serious though, Cory. If you pay attention, did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah,
that part, but I saw the beginning.
but
Yeah.
no, just no, it's not even a specific part, but just look at the way his mother deals with him. To me, she almost was dealing with him. And it could very well be possible because he has this genius about him. And sometimes when people have that type of genius about them, there is something that's a little different about them when sometimes in some situations.
I would
So,
I would
but
say
so
most
in
situations
most
where there's some
situations, but
genius, something
you
else is
can't
off. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't continue. And this may be the way I'm saying wording this might be wrong, but we can't continue to be the butt of your marketing scheme. First, slavery was a joke. First, that was slavery wasn't real. Van Lathan had to check him on TMZ, like, hold up, bruh.
Masterfully.
Masterfully. But hold up. Now you're talking about white lives matter. What are you doing? You know, and Van Lathan told him on TMZ as well, you are hurting people who do not live the way that you live, dude. So if you crazy, that's fine. And you got mental health issues, deal with that. He's up here in pictures holding hands with Candace Owens. If you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's a conservative. I guess you call her blogger. She's a conservative blogger, but I mean, he need to go ahead and be quiet. Now he walking around with a whole NFL mouth guard in. Like, what is that?
A
I saw him.
Balenciaga one.
Yeah, but it's a whole NFL Sunday night football, Sunday during the day football
Right.
linebacker mouth guard in
Right.
his mouth, bro.
Matter of
You
fact,
can't even hardly talk with your
he-
mouth.
his is closer to Friday Night Lights. That's a high school mouthpiece he got in there. To your point, you know, Kanye will do something shocking and then at another point reveal what that was about. Right? Like we'll find out later what he was
So like
almost
there's
like
a method to what you that he's doing, almost kind of like a
but
plot or something.
it again, it's like Dom says, I agree with Dom 100%. When you use us to do that, that's unacceptable, right? There was an old comedian, Andy Kaufman, right? I don't know if y'all remember Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And I think he was the inspiration for Borat, right? Who would do these elaborate gags, except he was the only one who would be at the house laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like go all the way there and be the only one who got it. And then a year later, like Borat would do, he'd stage these crazy events. It'd be all in the news, people be in an uproar. And then 2 years later, the movie comes out and you see that it's a scene in the movie. And it's like, dude, if you have a purpose behind these kinds of statements, right? Because now, remember, when we have this kind of conversation, it's like we don't believe white people's lives matter. Remember, it's kind of like the trick with the language. And I've always been funny style about the phrase. There are many phrases. There's protect Black women. There is Black Lives Matter. That these things have in common that they are complete sentences and their ideologies. So if you disagree with the ideology, it makes it look like you don't believe that the sentence is true, right? If I tell you, because I'm not a supporter of Black Lives Matter, but I believe that Black life matters, right? But the phrase is constructed to make it seem like if you disagree with this, then you don't believe. I believe that Black women need to be protected. You know what I mean? But when you see protect Black women, it shows up in spaces where it's like, no, Black women die giving birth. Black women die more having breast cancer. Black women have all of these real issues. I don't want to hear about it in a space where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, to assign it in these spaces. So Kanye doing this, having us have these conversations, he's undoing everything with it. If you have a reason why you did it, dude, you need to say that before you press the t-shirt, so we could all have a White Lives Matter t-shirt if it's something we're supposed to believe in and understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, just 2 or 3 months ago he was on an interview talking about the history of blacks should not be taught from slavery. It should be taught from before slavery and the Moors, and then going back before the Moors. So he himself, like you said, you know, you wonder what's behind it, because he'll talk about like, hey, you know, he'll talk, you know, like, you know, righteous and like, yo, Black lives, and we need to know the real history, and these white people in these industries are not trying to teach us that. And then he'll go over here and say, well, you know, wear the shirt White Lives Matter and stuff like that. So you kind of, like you said, we'll see later what he was trying to do, but in on the journey, like Dominique was saying, you do tend to trigger certain people and say, yeah, you're hurting them too. And that's the thing about slogans. Like, you know, before Trump was running for presidency, we'll be like, yo, man, America needs to, we're bad. We're not as good as some places. We need to, you know, make this better here. You hear you know, a minority, if you said that, a white person that doesn't understand will be like, well, why don't you just go back to where you came from? But then Trump come out and say, make America great again, because it's not great. It's okay for them to be like, say that it's not great. But I just said it 3 years ago, and there's a problem with me saying it. But now Trump is saying it, and his people is like, oh, now it's okay. The same thing with damn Drake talking about YOLO. We always said freaking you only live once. And Drake come out with a song. Now I'm copying Drake every time I say you only live once. It's like these slogans, man. And it's funny because Watts, the community itself and the stakeholders itself and the gangsters and the old people and the young people, Black Lives Matter, the organization, tried to come through there when there was a police shooting, and they ran them out. They was like, we don't want y'all here. We don't want y'all here. First of all, Black Lives Matter, it's not a movement. It's a fact. And then you only showed up when there was a police shooting. Y'all don't show up when Grape Street and Bounty Hunters were warned for 3 weeks straight. But let one cop get in a shooting with a kid, not a kid, but a grown man that was shooting at him. Y'all come and try to, and they pushed Black Lives Matter, the organization, out. They said, we don't even want y'all here because we're dealing with a bigger issue over here. We're not just dealing with, we're dealing with a life. This is every day. So hopefully hopefully Kanye knows what he's doing. We'll see. But yeah, I think since he lost his mom, man, he's kind of been just up and down, cold or hot, off the rails, like, you know.
What you think, Cory?
I think well they were saying that every time he do something like this, that means he about to have a album drop. So he trying to, you know, get some attention before the album drop. But I think it's similar to what you said, Dominique. I think people can be a genius in one area with the music and then dumb in other areas, you know, and do dumb shit in other areas. You know, so I mean, I don't know, like, have they spoken about any explanation as to what's the meaning behind the shirt yet? Has anybody heard anything about that yet?
I haven't heard anything about it yet. I guess he just want to cause conversation and aggravation.
somebody
That's
He just want to troll people.
somebody
yeah.
tried to clear it up on my page yesterday, saying that it's really a smite at white people, and that their numbers are dwindling, and eventually they won't be on the planet. Right, which is
that's
what
what I've
we
always said. Yeah,
that's the great Dr. Francis Cress Welsing discusses that. It's what we know about primary colors. It is, in my opinion, why we've been in this crazy space since just before Trump gets into office. They've known for 45 years or so that the Hispanic or Latin population would usurp the white population, and that number has a date. They can project these things, and that date is somewhere like 2035 or
yeah.
some 24, which is not far away at all, which is why the abortion ban. Remember, black women got all up in arms about having abortion, but remember, black women and Latino women gonna have some babies. You could put AIDS or crack, put 2 million men in prison, they're gonna still have them a baby. The people who have the highest death rate and the lowest birth rate are white women. So this can't have an abortion. Remember, we can't be pushing an LGBT agenda and have white women having abortions. Remember, that number is going to come sooner. So some of the things that we see politically, it makes sense. But again, my thing is that, and to Aaron's point, where you say that Kanye can do these things that make some people, but it's the group of people in particular. It's the people you trying to help who you keep denigrating in the process of your artistic way to do it. Like I said, comedically, you can't be the only person in on the joke as the comic. You depend on the audience to laugh. So you can't, remember, that's the difference between a story and a joke, is that in a joke, something has to be withheld so that it can later be revealed. Right? But when you're telling a story, Kanye ain't telling no joke. He's doing a story where the most important part is going to be last. You got us upset, but we're supposed to be delighted at the end. And it's like, you can't do that in these spaces. Like Aaron says, people are dead in the street in regard to this. This is a huge thing,
And we
especially
know
at this
white
time.
lives matter. We know.
Yeah.
Everybody know that. If you live in the United States of America, you from the United States of America, if you don't know nothing else, you know white lives matter.
Right.
And all this white grievance because their population is not growing at the rate it's supposed to grow. Okay, deal with the condition.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with your situation.
Mm-hmm.
But all this white grievance, all this stuff, I don't know how you got white grievance and supremacy, white supremacy, and have this supremacy all at the same time. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You got grievance and you got supremacy.
Right.
What you need?
Right.
What you need to make you? What you need to fulfill you? You know
What's
what I'm saying?
What's that abortion thing? That to me, I was like, I don't know if that makes sense, because y'all, okay, you're banning it, but your daughters are in these areas where these colleges are freaking making all the money for the cities, because the colleges are in the deep south, and Alabama's #1, this and that, and all these black athletes, basketball players, this and that. Your daughter is about to go get pregnant with one of these black athletes, and now because abortion is banned, she about to have a black baby and open y'all out. Like, wait, hold on. This just backfired. Like, we all of y'all kids are about to be little black babies running around because y'all daughters like to dip in the chocolate. So it might backfire. They're gonna probably be like, you know what? Can we do this again?
Well, they're gonna all be like, and I hope not to cross a line here, but they're gonna all be like Herschel, who's standing up, banging on the thing, talking about he's pro-life.
That's
No abortion, no abortion, no abortion, no abortion. I'm sorry, what? Somebody has receipts for what I did? That's what they all do.
Yeah, but Herschel, I think that's CTE. That brother, man, he's got hit so much that they better put him on watch, because just like it happens to everybody, man. You know, Junior Seau, that after eventually he gonna get older. This is gonna start going and talking, and the voices that's what he talk out the side of his neck. That's voices in his head.
Yeah, but it's
they better put him on watch.
Yeah.
on
But I'm gonna watch.
he got to do the debate with the thing y'all put him in where they show up in court with no clothes except for that jacket to let it be known they on suicide watch. They'll be running for office with his suicide shirt on.
I often wonder, like, who would really vote for Herschel Walker? Like, it's crazy when I don't get politics though. You hear some of these people talk. If you're a politician, you gotta make some sense to me. When I'm listening to you talk, I can't be sitting there saying, "Don't seem like it's wrong with his ass."
That's what everybody's saying about Biden too. But because Biden be mumble rapping, I'll be like,
man, you know, I get you. I got 80-something-year-old aunts and uncles and stuff. So I know what that age and process look like. You slow down some.
Kamala be like, please just tip over. Just hurry up.
But have you heard her speak? They ask her very basic. So that 2 + 2, and that's how we get 4. And it's like, oh, she hasn't been impressive at all. When you see her, it's almost a telltale that the way it is the way it's supposed to be, and that politics is strictly theater. It's going to be what it's going to be. We were talking about, like, how could Herschel Walker be not only run for office, but be in real competition with the dude who currently pastors Martin Luther King's church, Raphael Warnock, who is a graduate of Morehouse. He's an orator and a speech giver and so forth. But the reason why he's not like killing Herschel Walker is because they own some foolishness. Remember, the Democrats can never have a Donald Trump, a dude grabbing them by the pee and saying the super wild. Remember, Democrats going to always be super buttoned up. The Republicans can be Herschel Walker or Donald Trump.
And they still get votes,
Right. But remember, it's because the Democrat has the onus of acting like they checking for the people. So their shirt's got to be tucked in, tie has to be done correct and so forth, and do all of the right things. But when we finish with their administration, we not in a better space. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just
but
a
I don't
dance.
Understand why they got to be buttoned up and tucked up.
Because they represent. Remember, they're the group. Remember, and that's what rednecks will tell you. Remember, it was the Democrat Party that had the KKK. The Democratic Party was so when they switched, they're going to be buttoned up, still representing the same stuff. This group can be wild and willy and uneducated and unpolished.
Sometimes I think you got to meet people where they are. If you wild and willy and unpolished, then I might have to get a little unpolished too. Because being buttoned up ain't getting me nowhere.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's clear to see you look like a fool being buttoned up when you dealing with straight heathens on the other side.
That's why you got to have a little bit of both, and that's
you got to mix that thing up.
And that's like Red Grant. Red Grant, he's running for mayor out there.
That's our guy.
That's my guy.
And he's a little bit of both. He'll go and hit you with that electric slide with a sweatsuit on, and then button up and have that debate and kill you in a debate. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what you were saying, Dominique. You gotta have that both sides. You gotta. That's why we loved Obama so much. I
don't know why they can't just sit up there and say, "This is crazy. This is ludicrous. He out his mind." Herschel Walker is not. He out his mind. We always gotta take the high road. And I know Michelle Obama said, "When they go high, when they go low, we go high." Sometimes you gotta get a little lower with them, though.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to get down in the gutter with them and say, you know what? Since we gonna be in the gutter, all right, then we in the gutter with it on this.
And
we gonna have to get in the gutter. This ain't helping you. They ignorant as hell on the other side. Herschel Walker's son came out on him. I don't believe nothing he say. He be clout chasing so damn hard. He'll say anything to get views and likes. You can look at him and tell anything he want to say to get a view and like. Who come out and say that on their own father? My father could be a dirty, rotten scoundrel, lying dog. I ain't gonna get on social media and tell it to you.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? He lied. He did. I said, what kind of kids these people?
Right.
These kids ain't got no loyalty to the people. That he was never here with my mother and such and such and such. I'm like,
Four kids. You remember when
Okay.
politicians' children used to just do cocaine at the White House? You remember, like the Bush girls had coke problems and stuff like that. Like
Wasn't they drunks and stuff like
something
that?
like that. Yeah, they were wild, but like
One of them
we
still cross-eyed from them years. I seen
hilarious.
her on there. I said she don't look like she been drinking, but her eyes ain't straight back up yet. She
That
been
Four
so high,
Loco.
her eyes still like we don't get high no more. Should I move back over? Still looking crazy. But I do think I like what you said, Gerrard, when you said that politics is more theater now. And it brings me to I pray for the people in Florida that went through Hurricane Ian. You know, that they're able to rebuild their lives. But the thing that's interesting about now, this is a Republican state. They done voted for Ron DeSantis, Marco Rubio, and all the rest of the other characters. But now they want to. I know politics is a theater because they voted against relief funding for disasters, natural disasters, and everything. Every senator, all of them, everyone in Congress voted against this bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it passed, of course, but they voted against it. Now they want this relief from the government. Like, why you want relief? I think you need to go to the lobbyists and the people that's lining your pockets and tell them we in trouble down here in Florida. You said this wasn't necessary.
Right.
And you know it's to line their pockets. Ain't no way in the world you don't need disaster relief. Florida, even if it's not an Ian situation, a Hurricane Ian situation, it still rain like cats and dogs in Florida. It still has a hurricane season, even if it's not a very, very bad one. So why would you everybody vote against this and now they want the federal government to give them funds? I think people have to start living by their politics. If these your politics, the way you get constituents to understand is no, this is what your state voted for.
Mm-hmm.
They said they ain't want this, so you need to talk to your governor, talk to your congressman, talk to your senator, and figure out what they're going to do about this. It's nonsense at this point to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. People who put homes, right next to the coast, those islands, you've been through some of those places where the bridges have broken down and stuff like that. Most of the people who are in some of those spaces are wealth. That's wealth. And it's just like in California where people build those homes up on top of the hills, but when the fires come, last year I left out of there too, Cory, in the pandemic. And the last big fire before I took off, I remember them saying that the fire was burning an acre a minute. And it's like you can't drive out of that. You can't run out of that. You know what I mean? Like how fast that much land would burn. It means the earth was telling y'all when you got your hammer and nails, don't put no house up here. Don't build your home 2 feet off of the Gulf Coast. We know there's going to be a hurricane every August, every September. Year. There's going to be fires racing up them same hills, but y'all, the people with the most money, want to put these homes in exclusive spaces, but there was a reason why nobody else lived there. You know what I mean? And then y'all would go and do that and have the insurance scams going crazy. Meanwhile, the poorest people in the state still struggling, sitting up without power for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I agree with you, Dom. You should have to live by your politics. We'll read what you voted for before we send a fund down that way.
It'll change the game.
Yeah.
It'll change the game because y'all voted for them. And they sat up here and voted against relief funding for natural disasters. Money for FEMA. Even though the bill passed, it should be for states that have a natural disaster.
And now y'all want relief.
Yeah, right. that voted for who their senators and their Congress, their representatives voted to pass this bill.
Right.
You said no. You said you ain't want it in Florida. Now you want the government to give you all these billions of dollars. I think things have changed on the political spectrum if you got to start living by your politics. People will pay attention to who they voting for and what these people are in office voting for on your behalf. Sitting up there voting for them off of this simple ideology that they have, whatever it is. You like capitalism, where they do too until it's not convenient.
See,
you know, they do too. But when it ain't convenient, they socialists. What are you? You're a capitalist or you're a socialist? Because if you're a capitalist, y'all supposed to pull yourself up in Florida by your bootstrap and get out there like the movie Witness and start rebuilding your town. You know, when John Book went down there, they had John Book on the movie Witness. Y'all remember the movie? Anybody know the movie Witness?
Had to rebuild.
You had to rebuild. So you should do what you want everybody else to do. Pull up by your bootstrap, get out there in the streets, gather up all your people that voted for you and say, we got to rebuild this joint. Because this is what we stand for. This is what y'all voted for. And this is what we like. We capitalists.
Yeah.
So why you social? Why you getting all into socialism now, needing the government to step in, the government that do too much for people and give people too much? Why you need them to step in now? I'm confused. You know, explain it to me.
Well, one of them is that the old adage to pull yourself up by your bootstraps never really existed. That's just something they say specifically to Black people.
I know it is.
Everybody else gets a plot of land, or you see what's going on with the Afghans and the Ukrainians who are on their way. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that family members are going to get to set up camp, to own stores and shops that will be squarely in the middle of poor neighborhoods, to earn and siphon off of them. So the cycle goes. So when anybody needs anything, that the whole idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is just a slogan that Kanye will have it on a t-shirt to make us all angry this time next year. You know what I mean?
That's my point.
Words.
Yeah, remember last time, because you know, like you guys said before, that the Republicans are always like, you know, help yourself out. You asking too much for the government. But then remember years ago when we had that crash and all the banks were in trouble, and all them Republicans was begging the government for that bailout. Remember? They turned into socialists real quick.
Yeah, Wall Street, banks, car industry, all of that.
Where the capitalism? Where is it? You supposed to tell the people in Florida, we gonna go chop these trees down. We gonna cut this wood up. I mean, this is a capitalist system. This is what you said you want to do.
Right.
We gonna chop these trees down. We gonna cut up this wood. And y'all bring all your tool kits, bring whatever equipment you got, your John Deere, bring all that out here. Bring it all out here. I want to see it all. And we're going to start piece by piece, square by square, in the capitalist way, pulling ourselves up. And we're going to show this country what capitalism look like, and everybody else will be on board. Instead of telling the government, he want Ron DeSantis, Chucky doll looking ass. He want the government to give him all these millions and millions, and for what? They already in debt. That's what I'm saying. You gotta live by your politics. You ain't even want this. The country's in $31 trillion in debt. I'm saying you ain't even want this. So I don't get what you saying. What you talking about? Y'all need to go tell your constituents that we voted against this, and now that's the only way I'm giving y'all money. And I need you to sign the paper, and I'm going to stand there with you. We voted against this. I want y'all to come out there with your head down. We voted against this. Now we begging for money. We do some kind of way believe in socialism. I mean, I know this ain't going to never happen, but this is the way. If you really talking about a political game, this is how it got to be run. Stand by your politics. Live by your politics. Stand by them.
But that's exactly the moment where the buttoned up Democrats should take the jacket off down to the wife beater and get down right now. But Democrats always have so many opportunities, like you said, to meet them halfway low and don't do it. And it just makes it look to me like it is no difference between Joe Biden and everybody in the United States politics. They may as well be wearing them wigs that they wear in Europe,
Oh
at
my
their court,
goodness.
like face paint and everything. It's a game. It is theater. What's happening here in politics? You can't tell one from the other.
Especially at a certain level, where you're no longer. I mean, even the president sometimes doesn't even have a voice. Like it's not his voice. It's not. He's like the puppet.
Figure is, yep.
Yeah. And so everybody, the people with the money, those are the people who kind of like, sway everybody. But when it gets to a certain level in politics, it's no longer. And they know as soon as as they're going higher and higher in politics, they start realizing their voice is less and less and less. And like you said, you got to live by. If it was, if his buddy, that governor's buddy if it was a Republican administration, he wouldn't be, talking that trash, talking about the government needs to do this, the government needs to do that. It's like you said, it's a game. He's trying to like rage this little war that he wants to rage between the Democratic people and the Republican people. And it's like, hopefully it's the common sense will win in the end. Like, I'm just so sick of it. Like, it's like, man, where's the common sense folk coming out,
See, when you look at, again, like the same. Oh, I'm so sorry, Don. Go ahead.
Like, Mark Nash said, capitalism is, people act like capitalism is working so well. 90% of the wealth is controlled by 2% of the population. They prop up child labor and political leaders to get the resources. Capitalism don't work. Everybody, my grandmother always told us, in this life, you're gonna need a helping hand. In this journey, somewhere along the lines, you're gonna need a helping hand. You're not gonna make it through this journey without a helping hand from somebody in some form or fashion.
That's right.
And so it's just ridiculous to even use the word capitalism. Because if that's the case, why you riding on the highways? Why y'all riding on the highway? Why you don't need to be on the highway?
Right.
That's a form of socialism too.
Right.
Like,
that's for all of us. Yeah.
That's for all of us. It doesn't make any sense. And until people have to live, until these politicians have to stand by and live by their politics, the Democrats need to be swinging at them, throwing haymakers about this. And I mean loud and out of order haymakers to be heard.
I would love to see it.
They won't do it. They're going to stand up there and say, well, it is, it is hypocrisy. No. Stop trying to sound so political. It is hypocrisy. No, it's downright out wrong. And the federal government don't need to send them nothing. They don't believe in this and they don't want anything. Go out there and use your John Deeres and all that, cut the trees down, slice the wood up, do it like I said before, John Book from the movie Witness, and get out there like the Amish and build it from the ground up.
See,
and let's see if you're more socialist than you think you are.
See,
and then like even with Brett Favre,
I couldn't get it out quick enough. See,
Brett Favre, come on, man,
that thing is deep.
Brett Favre, this man made over $100 million for real. Brett Favre, I ain't never liked Green Bay Packers, no way, but for real, Brett Favre,
yeah.
I always thought he could get it done. He
we like Brett. We like
get
Brett.
It done,
yeah.
but you really but you can't donate some money to your daughter's school for a volleyball court. You would rather take money from people in need and everybody in on it, and then you get on a text message and say, you don't think the media gonna find out about it? Come on, Brett Favre.
Right.
But we ain't talking about that. We're not talking about that. We talking about what Ime Udoka did and Nia Long. That's what we talking about.
See,
that's the distraction. That's the spin right there.
Watch this too. Not only are we talking about the Boston Celtics debacle, but we are talking about Brett Favre. Remember, that was $5 million. That was $5 million from 77 million missing.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So we're not even talking about the governor of Mississippi, who all of this is falling from up under, right? And it turns out it's Ted DiBiase, and God bless him, man, Billy Joe Dupree, the running back from Southern Miss, who had, I don't know if you ever saw his 30 for 30. It's an excellent thing, but it's a lot of people who are caught up in there with Brett Favre, but that's still only 5 of 77 million that was supposed to go. So that's even telling you it's a distraction in and of itself. Because where's the other 72 million?
Yeah.
We
They
can
don't want
talk
to talk
about the
about it.
Celtics, but let's finish talking about this 72 million. That's a lot of money. Y'all just telling us Brett Favre and the 5, we want to jump on Brett Favre for his participation, but where is them poor people money?
Where them poor people money? And that daggone email you dope. Y'all think Nia Long gonna reconcile with her man? Is she gonna take her man back, or is she done?
I think if it wasn't so public, she would probably take him back. It's a lot easier
That's
to
a
do it
good
when
point.
not everybody's like looking.
Mhm.
But because everybody's looking, now it's gonna make her like, we were backing you up and now you took him back. Like it's one of those things. It's not public. It's not it's not private anymore. It's too public, I think.
I would say when we find out because there are details that the insiders keep claiming to know that we still don't know. So I would say, how egregious is it? Now, it's got to be embarrassing, right? We see people, especially in this environment, young people will kill you for cheating on them, right? Nobody just says, hey, I got cheated on. I'm going to go find somebody who I really like. Everybody want to blow up the car or tear the house up or shoot somebody or kill the new mate. But if it is not so ridiculous, I would still put a 51-49 chance that she may stay. You know what I mean?
He got fired from his job, but he didn't get arrested. So I don't really think
Well, I think
that
got
he
suspended for a year, right?
Did
I don't know
they
if he got
increase it?
fired.
I don't think he's gonna come back. I just think, they always gotta make it look good. You know how the icing on the cake look good, and then you eat the cake and you like, man, who baked this? The icing good, but who baked the filling? So I think that's just a means to an end to keep people from really having a strong opinion about Aaron, about him not being there. I don't really think that they're going to bring him back. I think that they're going to fire him. The fact that they suspended him over my years of looking at the NBA and things like this, it's just a means to an end. I don't think they're going to, because what happened that you had to suspend him? Every workplace, we know that in every workplace, the employees sleep with one another. I worked at the post office, so I know for a fact.
Yeah, well, I think since the Me Too movement started, right? And I think that because now they're saying, well, we got to figure out what happened. Did he use his power to sleep with this person? Was it consensual? I think he's going to appeal it. I think he's going to appeal the suspension, and because he has a right to. But at the end of the day, Boston Celtics want to win championships, and I don't see a better coach right now for them than him. So I think they're gonna bring him back because at the end of the day, they want to win championships.
Now, I'll say this. I'm sorry, Cory, go ahead.
No, what he was saying that he took them to the finals last year, so of course we want to repeat that again.
Right.
I think what I also find interesting about the Nia Long thing is I've been seeing on social media where people saying, "Oh, if Nia Long getting cheated on, the rest of y'all women don't stand a chance."
That's the most ignorant.
That's what I don't think. Yeah, I think that's so
dumbest and just way out. When you say people way in the middle of the ocean, you out by the barge with that statement.
Right.
You ain't even respect. No, you out there in shark land. They like, don't go past the barge. Your ass way out past.
You out there on your jet ski talking about what barge was he talking about?
We going past the barge. I can
swim.
That's so, and I know a lot of people are saying that it has nothing to do with
nothing.
The way you look, any of that, your status or any of that. That's crazy. But I never. Go ahead, Cory.
No, you're right. That that no matter what happens with Nia Long, everybody deserves faithfulness, no matter how unattractive you may be. You know what I mean? And people shouldn't think like that. People shouldn't feel like because somebody more attractive got cheated on, that who am I to expect to not get cheated on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Right.
just don't. What shocked me though, I didn't even know people had outpouring of love for women. That every woman that got cheated on, and this
Every
is the
person.
first outpouring of love. Her outpouring of love was like the dude died. I said, really, for getting cheated on, my heart goes out to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm
See,
sending all prayers and light to Nia Long. She ain't that broke down.
First of all,
She knows she got a cheating Negro.
remember Halle Berry,
This ain't his.
man.
Yeah, this ain't his first. This ain't his first rodeo. Let's be clear on it. This the first time we heard about it. But if you set her down and y'all sat on the couch and twist something, she could probably tell you some stories about him that'll blow your mind. And any woman to tell you this what he do. He just got exposed this time
right. He did it
on
at
a
the
big
wrong place.
scale. He been cheating.
He's an
Ain't too
NBA
many. Ain't too many.
basketball player, former.
Right.
Yeah, it
Right.
ain't in
Come
too many
on.
men with means that don't cheat. You got ones out here broke cheating.
See,
I ain't got nothing.
see.
All getting walked up on in Walmart. Women talking about give my shoes back. All at the Walmart checkout. So you think somebody with millions of dollars? So that ain't the issue. She know that part about her. The part is she done? Has she had enough yet? You
No.
know, you always get to a point where you like, you know what? Yeah, I'm tired now. Cause you
Right.
done came up in here with sage and shit, talking about we starting anew, clean the spirits, clean all the other chicks out.
Hilarious.
You lighting candles, burning incense, and now I wake up and this is what's going on in Boston. And if she does leave him, the thing that's gonna get her is that he let her get blindsided according to these articles that are published. He let her get blindsided. He knew it was coming down the pike and he didn't tell her it was coming. She only learned right before it was about to hit the press. You know what I'm saying? When he should have told her when he found out this is what they trying to say happening right here. And
Well,
we might don't even need we ain't gonna need no house in Boston if they according to what they saying. So
well, here's part of what Stephen A. and all, when this thing hit. Remember, we still don't have all of the details about it. But with the big deal with Stephen A. and Malika Andrews was about the fact that why do we know this? Why did it hit the press? This should not have been a statement that was made publicly until after the Celtics sorted it out. So somebody from inside of the organization leaked this. So
Wanted it
yeah,
to come
if
out.
you were trying to figure out how to tell your loved one it was about to go down and the time got short on that, we understand why. Second thing I was going to say, Dom, to your point about how you know he's going to be fired because of the suspension. To your point, let's keep it real. The last NBA suspension, do y'all recall who that was? It was Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, who was suspended for a year for all of the sexual allegations, using the N word. I mean, he was a foul dude, and he was suspended for a year. And LeBron James and the rest of the NBA bigwigs came out and said, "You got to get rid of this dude." So after a few days, he did just like Donald Sterling and determined he would sell the team. So much to your point, he probably will be fired based in it, because even though the Celtics want to win championships, remember that's what the Celtics do perennially, throughout the course of history. Like the Lakers, they'll be back in the running here very soon. They have the personnel to do it, but it may behoove them in this environment to try to sweep that off and clean.
But you think they'll fire him if there was there was no criminal thing going on, nothing, everything was consensual, just for cheating on somebody?
Here's the thing. We're not supposed to know that any of it happened. Somebody from inside of that organization made it so that the world could make Nia Long feel bad.
And so I don't even think it was about Nia Long. It was about
no. Blowing
keeping him
up
in his place.
Yeah.
And it boils down, in my opinion, to who he slept with.
Mm-hmm.
He slept with somebody's woman or wife or somebody he shouldn't have slept with, and they got totally in their feelings about it, and they was like, "I'm about to blow his spot all the way up." And that's what happened.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I can
based
see
on
that.
that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that they will.
Yeah, so they're gonna fire him. Not that he won't get hired by another team, because obviously he's a good coach. We can see that in his work, and I do believe another team will hire him.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna tell him, they're gonna sit him down and be like, "Listen, man, these girls are off limits, bro."
Coach.
Right.
He's not gonna be the head coach right away, but I think he'll be able to get a coaching job. I don't necessarily know if it'll be
He gonna be just the head coach, just the head.
He's gonna be the tip coach.
Yeah, but the outpouring of love, I'm trying to tell you, I know I'm the only woman on here. I'm like, I ain't never seen people getting outpouring of love. The only thing they didn't say was, this a hard one. This one right here hurt. I never understood that when people died. When people get on the internet and say, this one right here hurt. So the other people you heard died, you took that lightly. That ain't hurt.
Right here, right. This one right here.
I mean, they just went. I know Nia Long was like, I'm good, bitch. Dang, I'm good. I know what I got. They was pouring my prayers and light shining on Nia Long. Ain't nothing happened to her that ain't happened to the millions of other women. It just ain't in the press. I guess that make it worse because it's in the press.
That is a huge thing, and she was beloved. You know, it'd be different if it was somebody we
all be loved by somebody. You just don't know who love us. Everybody get cheated on, be loved by their loved ones and people. Be loved, but she got this outpouring of love. I was like, this a first for me. I mean, I love Nia Long. I'm with it, but I know she was like, y'all going too far. Y'all too up in my business.
Right.
That y'all. We sending love and light. Hang in there. This, she fine. She knows she got a riding cheating ass dude. This ain't his first time cheating.
No, it ain't.
And I can imagine that Nia probably already had some doubt with him, because anytime a man takes a long time to marry a woman and y'all engaged for a long time, it makes a woman think, we've been engaged for all these years. What's going on? When is the wedding?
But they say that's on her, Cory.
Huh?
They say that's on her.
Oh,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, they say that's on her.
She wanted to wait.
Yeah, they say it's her that wanted to wait.
Because, maybe that's the reason why. Like Cory was saying, maybe she was like, I'm not quick to rush in this because there's something about him that maybe she was trying to deal with. Maybe they were doing counseling. Maybe, who knows? Maybe
He's trying to see if he can stay faithful for a whole 365 out this way. That's what she's trying to feel. Can you be faithful for a year?
For a season in the playoffs.
I mean, come on. He all up in Boston, like he all up in Boston, like he coming to work damn near with his pants unzipped and unbuttoned already. He up in there all full.
Right.
Well, because she been burned before, man. She wasn't trying to do it again.
But Cory made an excellent point where he was like, they going off her looks. Holly Berry got cheated on.
Holly Berry.
Come on, and abused. Did somebody hit her ear or something? Mess up her hearing or
David
something?
Justice.
Yeah, she been getting cheated on. No, had nothing to do with. That's a shallow way of thinking. Beyonce.
Jennifer Lopez.
Lopez.
Can we say all of us? And that's why I wanted to go back. If y'all paying attention, Aaron, you were a cop. Maybe there's a thing that y'all have seen with that. But the statistics, just watching videos, just looking at videos and reading the news, how many people are throwing their whole life in the trash can because they got cheated on? And to any young people who watch this, you're probably gonna get cheated on. It hurts. It sucks. Problem. It's embarrassing. But you pick up and move forward and go find you a new mate. You don't be trying to hurt and harm somebody after that, man. We keep seeing that.
When people say they ain't never been cheated on, you can see if you out eating and people say they ain't never get cheated on. I ain't never been cheated on. Don't nobody say nothing. That's your ass right there. You ain't never got the knowledge, but your ass been cheated on.
You just look at her and be like, okay.
Can you pass the cheese?
Well, I'm glad you the onlyest one in this world ain't never been cheated on. Everybody else that took an L, baby, in the
Like, well,
cheating
I'm gonna
department.
have the calamari.
Come on,
Right.
man.
we not
Dudes
even
out
touching.
here ain't got no money, got women. Ain't got nothing.
No money. Riding in the
Yeah.
passenger seats and
Riding
she
in the
driving.
passenger, she driving, got
Wow.
women out here using your car when you at work to go see them.
Yeah.
And you
Even
trying to tell me somebody with millions of dollars? So it's just a matter of she know he probably a dirty dick ass somebody, but
That's the reason why people entertain these ethically non-monogamous relationships. Because they feel like it's built in our in our DNA to
Yeah.
we part animals, so we feel like marriage is unnatural to us, where being with one person is unnatural.
Is that for both sexes? Is that men and women, Cory, or are you talking about just men? Because it don't always work that way with us. We ain't animals and stuff. We supposed to be with who we with. When we get to cheating, it's a whole
Cleopatra had a squad.
A whole situation, and we dirty this and the low down this. So is that for just y'all, or is that across the board?
Well, I think women are real good at saying that there's always a cause behind the cheating, but I think women just be cheating just to be cheating too.
I think some of us probably do have that in our DNA, but I don't think we as notorious with it as y'all. Y'all got a notorious reputation of unfaithfulness out here. But I can't say all women don't cheat. I would never say that. Just like I can't say all men cheat. That's not fair. We can't say that about all men. I don't know like that. But I do know.
Everybody's been cheated on.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think
some kind of way.
The MO though is what makes that point. Remember, a dude does not have to be emotionally connected. And Sinbad tell that joke about how a dude would have sex with the girl at McDonald's, but the woman ain't gonna go into McDonald's and smash the dude who works there behind the building by the garbage can. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude would do something more because he had the opportunity more so than being emotionally involved. And we having an affair. We were renting hotel rooms or taking trips or doing these elaborate things to be together. Just that makes you can't do that as many times as dude could do the girl at Crystal's Burger, the girl at the car wash, the girl at the UPS chick. Like if everybody cheated on the same day, his number could be higher based in the fact that it's not emotionally based. But that doesn't change the fact that we out here hurting. We could be honest and so forth or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be like that. I just hate to see people kill themselves or somebody else because they got cheated on, because we all know
it's not necessary.
It's gonna happen in your lifetime, and it sucks, but it ain't that serious.
And I'm shining light on Nia Long and keeping her lifted. When I started seeing this, I see this society so damn. This is such a damn. We don't know. We keeping her lifted and keeping her family lifted. Ain't nothing happened to her like that.
If anything, she about to get half anyway.
Yeah, she ain't been physically harmed. That's why when they was asking her about it when she was leaving out the Whole Foods, she was like, right.
I thought dude was out of line too. I felt like
lady with her baby. Don't do that.
Yeah, you asking her that in front of her son like that. Like, dude, get up out of her face, man.
Yeah, why you all up on that lady? That lady guy, you see that boy with her, and somebody got to tell him why he can't never go to no more Boston Celtics game and sit courtside.
Right.
We ain't moving the balls. No. Why we ain't moving the balls? I tell you about it on Friday. Let me get the whole story. We ain't moving the balls. I tell you on Friday.
I'll tell you when the Knicks. I tell you at the Knicks game why you're not going back to the Boston.
And email you, Doke. I hope he learned the lesson that you can't go to work and sleep with the boss's wives and sleep with whoever you want to.
The boss's wife.
You ain't got the complexion for the connection for one.
That
you always got to contend with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You up in it. But I knew he was a little off one time when the camera caught his mouth. And I'm not to say coaches don't say this, but most of them don't have their mask down when they sing. One time the camera crossed him and something. He was I don't know if I guess he was talking to the rep. His lips said "bitch ass nigga." I said, "Wait a minute." I see he blew off his rocker. He didn't even pull his mask up. So when this came out, I was like, I'm a Lakers fan anyway. I don't care if we not gonna win no games. I don't give a damn.
No, there's time.
Lakers will be all right.
There's time.
That's what we say every year.
I mean, they won 2 years ago, so.
But our superstar, old as hell.
Are the Lakers looking for a coach? They find a little.
They just got a new coach. They just got
Genie a boyfriend.
No, he don't need to be out here because he come out here, he gonna be missing games. He gonna be like, where he made dog? I seen him down on Fairfax. He
got suspended again.
Where on Fairfax? Right on Melrose. Right off Mill by the tennis shoe store. Him and this girl. He don't need to be out here. He can't even control himself in Boston.
Right.
Yeah, that's Boston.
That's Boston. He ain't ready for showtime. He lose his mind out here almost. The sun shining and his women. He don't know how to act.
He need to
go coach for somewhere like he need to go coach in Indianapolis or somewhere down there like that. Charlotte, a calmer town. Just a calmer town.
Sacramento.
Yeah, he need to go out Sacramento somewhere he ain't got no chance to win and keep him focused.
Hilarious.
He can't handle win.
Charlotte.
Yeah, go to Charlotte somewhere where it's a little.
They gonna take the team. They gonna open up. They gonna do the whole Seattle Sonics thing. I heard soon.
They coming back.
They coming back. I heard so.
Okay.
We shall see. He could go coach up there where it's raining all the time.
Now remember, that's that rain gonna get you in trouble.
But it don't need. I like Seattle though.
He gonna be standing outside like in the rain talking about I want you.
Yeah, he ain't. Oh, y'all been good guests though. I done had a good time with y'all. We done had a great conversation.
Yeah, that was fun.
Nash, thank you for checking in as always. Hit me in the DM, Mark. I'll definitely do your show. Something in my eye. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is either. I'm just got my eye. Okay. Okay. So as we say always, I want y'all to give my guests your social media handles and follow all the people on this show. Not just when you see them on my show, follow them afterwards because they're very funny and they're doing a lot of things. So we're going to kick it off with you, Cory. Tell them your social media handles and what you got going on, Cory Fernandez.
Hit me up, follow me, Cory fucking Fernandez on Instagram. If you in LA, I'll be at the Comedy Chateau in North Hollywood. That's going to be Saturday, November 5th. And next year, man, I'm trying to shoot my 1 hour special.
Come on with it, Cory.
Yeah, next year it's gonna be my 20th year anniversary in stand up.
Congratulations.
I started in 2003, and it's time. It been time. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm trying to do my 1 hour special. Shoot it next year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Go ahead, follow me on @Real Aaron Thompson. That's @Real Aaron Thompson. And right now I'm be doing some local shows in between the ships, man. But I'm on these ships trying to work my craft, and my goal, I will be actually starting a tour 2023. It's gonna be a tour. We're gonna call it a first responders tour, but it's gonna be for everybody, of course. And then because I got some first responders, comedian friends that are also very funny as well, and current first responders, nurses, firefighters, all those kind of things, military.
Dope.
And then also working on my half hour special. I want that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I already got a name for it. It's gonna be called Defunded. So that's going to be my half hour special, Defunded.
Fantastic.
And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Dope.
G, what's happening, G?
First, I want to say big shout out to both of the brothers on the deck today, man. Aaron, it was good to meet you. It was my pleasure. And
my pleasure.
Cory fucking man, we go way back, man, and always got a lot of love for you and very, very pleased to see you here. You know what? Coming up for me, I got house parties and birthday private parties for probably taking me all the way out of October, and so I'm okay with that. You know, we got activity going on that tip. But as you know, you could always find me right here next to my sister this way. Dom, every
Absolutely. I
week you can find me
appreciate it.
right here, man. But y'all follow me on all things social at Gerrard Guillory. I can't lie. My phone has been blowing up the whole time we've been on, man. I just dropped a quick sketch on Herschel Walker that is on my TikTok and
Oh,
on
I
my
gotta watch
YouTube
it. Yeah.
channel, which is Gerrard Guillory. So yeah, it's acting a fool. I'm excited to see what the response is, but I've been getting
I
some
gotta
notes
check it
over
out.
here. Yeah, it's a quick 3-minute one, but yeah. So we'll be here next week, man. Anytime you see Dom on here, as long as she'll have me, I'm so pleased. That's my girl. I love her so much,
Oh,
man. And
I
y'all make sure to
appreciate you.
support what she's got going because she's got action.
I am. So this weekend I'm going to I'll be at Broadwalk Hall in Atlantic City. So get your tickets. They going fast. Myself, Lavelle Crawford,
Mm,
Lunell, uh,
mm,
Carlos Miller,
mm.
and I'm missing somebody. I'm so sorry. I hate when I do that, but sometimes you have your little senior moments as you get older. But it's somebody. It's one other person I'm missing. I'm sorry. And then the 20th through the 23rd, I'm headed to Chuckles Comedy House. The 27th, I want to say the 20, the 27th through the 30th, I'll be in the Bay Area at Tommy
Nice,
T's in
nice.
Pleasanton.
Love
November the
Tommy T's.
Love Tommy T's. November the 5th, I'm headed to the River Center in Columbus, Georgia.
Nice.
Nice.
Then the 25th and the 24th and the 25th, I'll be in San Antonio at at the Freedom Hall, Freedom Civic Center, Freedom Hall. And then the 25th, I'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
You just
Um, so yeah, so come through and check your girl out. We gonna laugh. I'm gonna talk trash. Y'all already know that. And
That's
my
right.
comedy handle is Dominique Comedy. I'm also working on a new special. I'm just getting the jokes together and getting the material lined up. It's
Hmm.
taking me some time. I kind
mm-hmm.
of pride myself on authenticity.
That's
I
right.
ain't gonna put any kind of product out there.
That's
Right.
right.
I ain't gonna do that. So I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna put these bits together. They coming along. No, I think they coming along. So I
That's
should
right.
be ready to put something down probably like the second quarter of 2023. But I also have a special on Amazon Prime. You can check that out. And it's called Dominique Whitney. It has my last name attached. It's called Stop
Nice.
Me When I'm Lying. So you can check that out. And like I say, every week, oh, shout out to Twyla. I give Twyla a shout out
Much
though.
love to
Twyla
Twyla.
all the time. She books
Oh,
this show.
Twyla.
Yeah, Twyla
Yeah,
Johnson
thank you.
doing a great job. I
Mark
Mm-hmm.
Nash.
appreciate it. Mark Nash, thank you for checking in. Get at me, Mark. I'm gonna do your show for you. Thank you for checking in and always letting people know about the show. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here, and
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all for watching as usual and tuning in as usual. I'm at Dominique Comedy. I just spelled comedy with an I. I know it says comedy, but I chose to say comedy. Thank you very much, English teachers. Okay, so it's like I said, we'll be here every week. Wednesday, we'll be here every week. We come on at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We gonna laugh, we might cry, but we ain't gonna lie. And that's it for us today. And we see y'all next week. And we out.
All right now.
Peace.